the devs are gonna nerf my build. Mate, half of you are nerfing yourselves, okay? Right, I've not done a video like this in a while, just simply because people have actually stopped mostly doing dumb stuff. So I've not had to make a video saying they're doing dumb stuff. Even the usual suspects have actually become a little bit more analytical in their delivery of what they're doing. They're slowing things down, checking things frame by frame. It's actually been a pretty good showing. I'd like to think I had something to do with it, whether it be me actually calling them out on their stupidity, or at least people saying, actually, no, this isn't correct, you might want to double check it. Either way, it's happening, whether it started with me or whatever. Not really fussed, it is happening. There are clearly things being moved. But there's still one big massive hurdle that we have to get over, and that is every time something new comes out we get the new meta, the one-man army, the best build, and do this now. No. These things are actually 100% clickbait, especially if the information you're giving is completely subpar. And in some cases it is just outright false, which now means that you're not only clickbaiting, you're now lying to your audience. And there is one person who is actually really, really amazing at doing this. I'm not going to name them because I'm trying to get out of the active naming thing, but they've recently posted a video which I've been asked questions on, and I'm absolutely dumbfounded by the simple fact that they claim that this build that they have posted is the categorical best in slot St. Elmo's build, and it's very, very poor. Like, very poor. As in, I've only just started playing the game, guys, can you check my build? Poor. And he's posting it out and about. Now, as much as I am a believer in 100% play your way, if you're going to post these builds and claim that they are categorical best in slot, you best have some proof to back it up with. And shock, horror, ghast, the proof he posts is nothing more than him doing a simple damage check in the range. Now, don't get me wrong, the range can be good. It's pretty good for actually testing top end numbers under certain conditions, provided the range allows you to do it. However, if you're going to do this, know what you're looking at, take other things into account, don't just look at your critical headshot damage number. This will lead to a false positive, and again is just outright lying to your audience. Simply because you don't know what you're testing, when you get the result you're going for to say that this is the best thing ever, others that don't know what they're looking at either are going to take your word for it, because they are going to assume you know what you're looking at. They're going to assume you know what you're doing. Hell, you've got like 30k subs, right? You must be good. You got 70k subs, you must be amazing. I find it quite a weird dynamic that in the Division 2, the more subs you have, the less worthwhile their content actually is. In most games, the more subs you have, the better the player tends to be. Shroud, Dr. Disrespect, love him or hate him, Asmongold is on the list. These are, generally speaking, some of the top players in their particular category, and they have some of the higher sub counts. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but Wadijo for Diablo is considered to be one of the best players in the world for Diablo content. He's also one of the highest subbed for Diablo content. Then we come across to Division 2, and the highest subbed YouTubers and Twitch streamers are among the worst and least informed players in the game. But we take their word for it, because they have the sub count. Now, I know someone's going to go, oh, you're clout chasing again, but in all aspects of life, you get rewarded for being actually good at something. Why is it in the Division 2 we get rewarded for being bad at something? I just find it a strange dynamic. Anyway, onto the build that they posted. They actually say Memento is best in slot on the Strikers build, despite the fact that it's over a 20% decrease in DPS. So I've got Memento at full stack. I'm just going to lay into this target. We're going to try and get it so that we're able to get max damage numbers on the head to armor. We're not going to worry about the health damage because that's an entirely separate multiplier. We are hitting 841,452. That is our maximum damage on a critical headshot. Now, don't get me wrong, this isn't exactly bad damage. It is pretty worthwhile damage, but saying that Memento is going to be best in slot on a striker's build is just 100% factually wrong. I've proved this. I know about 9 other people that have proved this. There are loads of them on YouTube. Now, the build that I'm actually running is vastly more powerful than his, because he uses a different chest. But just to show, I'm going to put my normal striker's build on, utilising the backpack for strikers, along with Coyote's Mask. I mean, Coyote's Mask by itself out-damages Memento. Already we're doing more damage. Okay, we've just gone into the health multiplier, so we're going to try and get rid of that. 1,074,831. So, these are the damage numbers we just got. Critical headshot Memento, 841,452. Without a crit, it's 466,391. Versus, utilising the Striker's Backpack, critical headshot, 1,074,831. And then a normal headshot with no crit is 630,458. Now, annoyingly, I have expertise on my St. Elmo's, so putting this into a build calculator is going to give different results, but I did it anyway. So, if we compare with 0 expertise, we are losing over 20% damage, 21.27, just by using Memento. Now, this person then goes on to say that the status effect from the yellow part of Memento, because it gives skill efficiency, total of 30% skill efficiency, this is total of 30% status effect. I showed in the previous video that having 95% status effect was 85. One of the two, 85 or 95, definitely one of them. Increased our status duration on the shock by just over 2 seconds. It was like 2.13 seconds. Due to the fact that we have shock on an AR, actually increasing the shock duration is completely and utterly not worth it. It is not going to benefit you in any way, shape or form. So what's 30% status effect from Memento going to do? It's okay though, because rather than using a Seska chest like I was on my little showcase, they were actually using an electric chest for another 10% status. That's cool. Right, so adding electric into it, we're now doing, well, we've dropped, depending on where we're hitting, but we've dropped between 31 and 45% of our damage. It is at this point where if you just ran a normal high-end build with a FAMAS and put preservation on, you would actually do more damage and now have also more survivability, because you're getting 20% armor on kill with Gunner, obviously. Hell, 30% if you get a headshot kill. Now, I know for a fact someone's going to come in and go, oh, but the armor regen and everything else and the all the other crap Memento gives you, you'd normally find that if you kill things quicker, you don't need any of that, at all. And yes, there is some debate as to whether getting that 1 or 2% increase is actually going to make a difference. I will give you that. However, if you're going to tell me that dropping 45% of your damage isn't going to make a difference, then I can't help you. Now, it's actually quite interesting because a similar build to this came across my way not too long ago in my comment section, a lovely guy by the name of Constantine. Now, I'm hoping he doesn't mind me sharing this, but this is the interaction we had. It is public, so you can potentially see it if you find the right video. But he was running 4-piece strikers, Memento and Fenris, and I basically just guided him and just said, this is what I would do. Absolutely though, play your way. And he tried it and seemed happy with the results. I also did go a step further and say that he really was concerned about survivability. Some of you might have noticed there was a link in our conversation which led to this. FAMAS with preservation, 2-piece Xena, 4-piece strikers. This gives us, along with Gunner, preservation, the 5% armor and a 10% armor on kill from Xena, 30% armor on kill with a good chunk of armor, as well as if we're able to get a headshot, we're at 40% armor on kill. Now, ironically, despite the fact that this build has 2 blues, it is, in fact, pretty much on par with Mr. YouTuber's best in slot build. Are we seeing the issue here? So, I really wouldn't worry about the devs nerfing your builds, or St. Elmo's, or this, or that. Simply just because, from what I have seen, the majority of players nerf themselves simply just because they listen to absolute piss poor advice from people that have no clue what they're talking about and are only here to actually get views rather than educate the populace and show them a better way or a more consistent way, or just even at this point going against the grain, a different way. So many times I get people say that they want an off-meta build, but they don't even know what the actual meta is. Had someone not too long ago ask for advice on a Heartbreaker build. They were running Contractors Foxes, because Contractors and Foxes are meta. What should have been a 5-minute conversation of how to potentially improve the build ended up being a 3-hour conversation on how certain things are only meta in certain scenarios. Like, literally just now, because I was going to take a screenshot, but I just typed in YouTube Division 2 meta, and every single one of them, I don't even have to watch the video, every single one of them is incorrect. One, laughably, even states that Cavalier is a better healer set than Future Initiative. What? Like, even just at minimum, without any rolls or stats into it, Future Initiative will do 60% more than any other healer build, because that's how Future Initiative works. It even gives, on average, a 20% increase in your DPS. So we're going to cut back on 20% DPS, we're going to remove 60% of our healing capability, and we're just going to add in damage mitigation when it's a cover-to-cover shooter. Yeah, okay, yeah. Cavalier is the new meta healer, people. Like, I get it, people need clicks and they need views, and a lot of people earn money through YouTube. But we're not bloody politicians. Why should we be earning money through fucking lying? Just for a bit of perspective, the maximum Memento can give is 30% all weapon damage, the same as Optimist. The Striker's Backpack gives another 35% amplified damage. The closest we get to this is Perfect Glass Cannon, essentially. Forget the fact that Glass Cannon makes you take more damage, we're just looking at the output. So, for following this line of thought, this person is literally saying that Optimist can out-damage Perfect Glass Cannon. Now, I'm not getting angry at this because of the person. Some of you might know who it is. And I'm not getting angry at this because this build exists. I have no dramas with this build existing. My issue is simply with the wording, stating things like, this is best in slot, this is meta, when it factually isn't. We have formulas, calculations, player experience to show what is or isn't meta, but every single friggin' idiot with a Google account wants to make a video and go, oh yeah, check out the new meta, guys. It isn't meta. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about things getting nerfed because most of the stuff isn't used efficiently anyway. Have fun, good luck, don't die. It's bad for the health.